This story titled The Embodiment of Love. So the master, the Lord Mahavira, at that time an ascetic, left the bone and skeleton village called Astikgram and proceeded in the direction of Ashvetambikatau. Okay, forgive my Sanskrit or Hindi, but you understand, right? Yeah. The reason I let you come here so that you can help me with Sanskrit and Hindi, okay? Now, he went on this trail to the other town. The trail to this town passed through a dense and desolate forest. When some shepherds, shepherds, they take care of the sheep, yeah? They take care of big herd of sheep. Maybe to graze around them, around them, okay. So, when some shepherds saw Mahavira entering the forest, they shouted very loud, "Oh, monk, 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 stay put for a minute. This is a very dangerous trail. There is a black serpent with venomous gaze on this trail. His hissing and gaze burn plants and trees." Have you seen one like that? Must be a very evil serpent, eh? Even flying birds and standing humans drop dead. Oh, if you see one like that, please run. Run fast. Use a golf car or something, maybe faster than him, because snake can also be very fast. So please leave this trail and take a different route. The shepherds warned him not to go in there. But Mahavira heard this fear-filled call of the shepherds, and with a serene smile, he raised a hand as a gesture of assurance. I don't know how that assures you, but I can only do this, okay? Do this is politeness, yeah, to you. Do this is to share whatever I have, and whatever you can take, okay? There's two different gestures. I do both to make sure that you know, to reassure you, whatever that you need to be reassured of. Now, he said, he didn't say anything. He just used his hand to reassure them that it's going to be all right. And then he went with firm steps toward the snake hole, very near. Okay. All around, human and animal skeletons could be seen. What kind of snake that eats humans also? Must be huge, huh? Big and nasty. And when you see one, please don't try to be compassionate or friendly or come and touch him and say, "Oh, you're a good boy." Good boy. Or good girl, good snake, whatever, huh? And if he bites you, please use your mobile phone. Not to talk to him, call the doctor quick. You got that? Or run to your car, wherever, whatever possible, to get help. Because poisonous snakes is not friendly. Even, you don't know, even some snakes are not poisonous, yeah? But if your skin is punctured, then please take care, okay? It's very hard for your skin to recover from any injury, especially when the skin are so young like mine. So all people can see is just animals and human skeletons, and skulls also. There was not a single green leaf as far as the eye can see. Wow, what place is that, huh? Close to the snake hole was a dilapidated temple. Mahavira stood in the shade of this temple and started his standing meditation, When he stood, that means he stand to meditate. Yeah, I don't advise you to do that. I'm worried that you make a hole on my floor, okay? With your head. I'm not worried about you. In case you want to do standing meditation, I advise you to wear this helmet that people use. Motorcycle, boom, 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 boom. Yeah? Okay. Okay, I can fix the floor, but the head is difficult. I have tried 30-some years to fix your head. I fail. So I don't think I can do that. After it's even clash with my floor. So please do take care of my floor and your helmet. If only I can fix humans' heads, I will feel like I accomplished something. Never mind, you know. I'm old already. I don't think I can go and get a job anywhere. When people are retired, they have a lot of time, so I just come read your bedtime story. Yeah, what else to do, okay? Hoping that maybe a few words will stay in your head. Oh, he begin his standing meditation, yeah? Even if you sit, I already feel worry about you. Not to talk about standing and so tall as you are. Yeah, just, small like me, maybe okay, don't have a lot to fall, But so tall like you, or like a Westerner, for example, they are South African or Americans or English, yeah? Who are you? England? Canadian even. They're very tall. If they fall, it's long, long distance to my floor. So please just sit. Or lay down, okay? On the shoulders of your neighbors. Or on the lap of your behind neighbor, okay? Safer that way, huh? Oh, it's nice to lay on somebody's lap and just snore the time away, huh? Here nobody dare say anything to anybody. When master is not there, especially nobody is the boss. We all are boss. Just like I told one of my nearby people, I say all my dogs are alpha, because that's what I think. Normally in a group there's only one alpha dog, but except good love, all other dogs, the 6 dogs, all alpha. What mean alpha? Top dog, leader dog, yeah? But they all know, even though they don't respect each other's position that much, because they all think they are alpha, because I spoil them so much. Each one of them think they are my favorite. So they are alpha. Alpha is A. A means top. Except for good love. And for me. Everybody else not listen to anybody else. Because they are all top dog. But they are very respectful to good love. They worship him. They lay on the floor, they kneel, and they turn around, they do their dancing, all kind of ritual just to greet him whenever they see him. And he, on the contrary, care nothing about all their fuss, just leave me alone. These dogs, they are adopted by him, so that's the worst he can do to them. Yeah. He is no ordinary dog. Huh? He really, really protects me. He doesn't like my cave. He told me the cave is dripping wet. He told me, it's not a secure place for you, for me. I say, if I don't care, why you care? But he does care. Every time I bring him to my cave, I bring them to my cave. All the dogs are happy, wagging tail and stay. No. He always goes to the door, waiting to go out. He wants to make sure I understood what his message was, like get out, don't stay here. But I see nothing wrong with the cave. Before, yes, the water run all over, But now, because they made the fake wood floor for me, so the water run under, so I don't see much of it. Yeah, I don't see much of the water. But he's still worried. I don't know why this guy is so very, very picky. Yeah. It's not just this cave. Before, I didn't have any place yet. I didn't know about the cave yet. I didn't see the cave. And then so I stay in one of the small areas. It's about maybe 2 square meters, something like that. And all around it's just glass. Remind me the story, okay? My calendar. My calendar is special. Yeah. It doesn't have only 12 months. Where was I then? Okay. I live in a small room, okay, and when my dogs come, I also let them come in that room with me. Everybody okay except him. He don't like it. So I asked him, what's wrong? It's very clean and it's have a roof and have some walls around it and a lot of windows you can see. I like it. You know, you can see outside. He said, it's not safe. Yeah. Anybody can see you. That's what he said. Even protect my privacy. And I say, it's okay for now, actually. You know, when the heart is big, it doesn't matter how small the place is. I didn't mind. This guy, he always picky, you know. He didn't like me to stay in small house, in small room, a small cave, or anything small, or anything that doesn't seem to have enough privacy, or easy to break in. You don't know him. Because of him, he helped me in England. So I became British also. It's not just now. He come and go all the time. He was a man, okay, in England. He helped me to arrange everything. And then he died young, so that he can reincarnate again quickly wherever I am, in a form of easier to access, like animals, dogs, geese. And his last life was a lady, you know, the dog named Lady. The lady, a dog that always leave her leg when she want to to do her business. Yeah, he does the same now. But he's a boy, so of course he does that. But sometimes he sit down, you know, like bend down to pee, like a lady too. So I don't know, who are you? You're a lady or a boy or a girl? You don't care. He's very serious, you know. He never smiles. And when he smiles, it looks scary. Because his teeth are big. His mouth so wide and teeth are gleaming, you know. Because we brush teeth every day. All the dogs, you know. So it's gleaming, you know. And when he smiles, oh my God. I say, it's better you don't. He hardly smiles because he don't stop at that. He say he's a guard dog. Yeah, he has to be serious like that. I say, I have a little affection, man. It's too much to look at your face every day and your body so stiff and always on edge, you know. I'm tired. Do something, you know. Come and lick my toe like other dogs. He don't do such thing. He say, I don't do such thing. Oh, but my hand? No. Cannot show too much affection, he said. He has to concentrate. Yeah. He's a funny guy. Lucky I have all the 6 dogs to smile for me and lick my hands and stuff in my face. He's so serious, you know. Oh, it look like something scary. All right, I go back now. You didn't tell me. You didn't remind me about my story. I remind myself this time. So he started his meditation, our Lord Mahavira. And then what happened? You know what happened, right? No? So easy to guess. The serpent came back. Who else is there? The black giant serpent came out of its hole, hissing fiercely. It has not seen a human being in a long time. The man was standing firm and fearless with closed eyes. Oh, he didn't like that. The serpent never saw such a man like that. The serpent was very surprised. Yeah. It looks at Mahavira with its venomous eyes. Normally, a snake has venomous tongue and fang, yeah, and a mouth and a throat inside where the venom comes from, right? But this guy, his venom came also through the eyes. There must be some very special demonic serpent. Yes, the demon, they are not always invisible, right? They don't always have fang long like this and the hair, you know, or big red eyes or hairy body, thing like that. They sometimes take a form of human. And if they have enough merit, somehow, then they can stay in human form for a long time. And you could never tell. between a real human or a demonic one. Yeah, and you also could not tell between a real animal and a demonic one, such as this one. So it's better you don't look into animals' eyes and the human's eyes if you're not sure. Okay? Look into the third eye of every being. That will bless them and keep you also safe from their influence. You don't have to hate any person, any being, even a demonic one. But you just have to also protect yourself. You can forgive a tiger or a snake for biting you, but please don't come and say, I forgive you, touch his head and say, I forgive you, or bring him home to show that you're really tolerant and have a good heart. You have to combine love and wisdom. Capito? Yes. Capish? Yeah. Love doesn't mean you always have to live with enemy, if you can avoid. Love doesn't mean you have to go deep into the jungle, into the den of the tiger and go there and tell him, I love you. I truly love you. I come all this way to show you my love. Okay? Please don't, Don't be silly. Tiger, they don't take the 5 precepts, okay? They don't know what ahimsa mean in Sanskrit or in Hindi, yeah. So don't blame me. Say, Master, teach us to love all beings. If you try to love the tiger this way, then please recite the 5 names, the gift before you go in the den. And be ready to go up to heaven. If that's what you want, that's your freedom of choice. I will not stop you, but please tell your parents and everybody goodbye first, okay, before you go and find the tiger. Now, like flames from a ball of fire, its poisonous eyes emitted waves of venom. It hisses awesomely. But all this had no effect whatsoever on Mahavira. Please don't copy him. He is protected by all heavens and goddesses, at that time. Even though he doesn't require their assistance, but they always keep an eye on him because he is so pure and so determined to be enlightened, to help other beings. So when the Buddha was sitting alone under the Bodhi tree, he wasn't alone. You can see all the heavenly beings would be around him, but invisibly. Because, I tell you why. 1 second, okay? I put it there so I won't forget. Too long. Perfect size. Because often the highly enlightened being, or not yet enlightened but will be highly enlightened, they will not require mostly any help of any heavenly or physical beings. And even like one time one of the practitioners sitting in meditation, or maybe the Buddha, I don't remember who, the god chakra appeared before him. And the practitioner tell him, what business you do here? I said, I just come to say hello, pay respect. I said, okay, good, now you can leave. I said, no, how come? Yes, you don't welcome me, I am the God. Many beings would be happy to see me. He said, but you obstruct my concentration and my vision. Yes. So, in many cases of the very important enlightened beings, when they're meditating, even though they are still not yet in a higher level, all the heavenly beings, many, they will take turns to come and take care of him in case of some very serious problem. But they cannot interfere without the permission of that enlightened being, whether or not he has already become Buddha or not. Therefore, they are invisible. Okay, they hide themselves within the wind, within the sun rays, so nobody can see them. My hufa, my protectors are also like that. I have also normal protectors, but I have protectors also from NHዔC. They don't let me see them at all. because when I'm in retreat, I should not be disturbed normally. But one time, I don't know why, I just venture outside of my protected area, yeah, without letting them know. Normally I stay inside the gate, about 9 meters distance from, for example, the wall of my cave, okay? 9 meters. And around there they would tell me to build a little ring of protection. Yeah, about this big, this so wide, and all around, okay? 9 meters around. That day, I don't know why, I walked outside. And when, sometimes I walk outside for fresh air, do walking meditation outside or inside. Before I forget, remind me, the gate, inside. And then normally the other normal protectors, they can stay long or they can take turn. But the NHዔC goddesses, they have to take turn. And they go through different channels. They have to build different channels to come down. They don't go through all this turbulent world, of the lower level, like astral or second level, for example. So they don't have to be affected by this kind of low energy, because they cannot bear. So we build a little channel, and they channel, whatever they call it, and they come down through that, and they go back through there. So they have nothing to do with any world. That's the safest way. And every 2 days, they have to change guards, because they cannot, even with all the equipment of protection for them, they still cannot stay longer than 2 days. They will not be able to withstand the coarse atmosphere and energy of our planet. Every 2 days, we even have to build new channel, okay? And they come down and build, or they come up and build at the same time, yeah? As they go, they build. Just like if we dive deep into the sea, then we must have the diving suits, yeah, and the oxygen mask and oxygen tank. And they have to have also connection with the boat, ship or something, in case something, okay, they can call for help, okay? Yeah. The same way like that. The NHዔC goddesses had to protect themselves in different way. And still, just as the divers who dive deep into the ocean, they cannot stay there forever, despite all their equipment. And even the submarine, for example, if you're inside the submarine still need to go up sometimes. Similarly, because they're two different worlds. Our world is very coarse. That's why we have this body, so that we can bear it. Without this body, you cannot. Without this body, you will suffer too much. When the baby comes out of the mother's womb at the time of birth, they suffer too much. It's like thousands of needles are pinching them everywhere. And all the radicals or the elements or whatever in the air, will attack them also. Until after a while, then they get used to it. And if any baby has luck to be fed by mother milk, then they have more resistance to the attack of things around us, the elements or the radicals, they call them. Otherwise, they cannot bear it. Their skin is too tender. And they just came from the protected area inside. So they came out and contact with our world, they're so polluted and very contagious and all that. To be born is truly also an agonizing event of our life. That's why the Buddha included birth as one of the 4 suffering. Yeah? Birth, old age, sickness, and death. They're all similar category. Imagine that. Of course, a small little sickness is not counted, okay? Like you have a little runny nose or something, or a little cough, then nowadays we have medicine. And by the way, I tell you again, one of our sisters, she could not eat because whenever she eats, she has some stomach pain. And I say, why didn't you go to doctor? She said, oh, it's just karma. karma until she became so skinny already. Cannot do that, okay? Maya created karma. But God created doctors and medicine. Use it, for God's sake. I keep telling you since 3 decades already that you have to go to see doctor if you're sick. Just like if some plants are withering near the VIP house, you have to water them. Don't just sit next to it and meditate and think your meditation power will revive the tree. The tree needs different things. The tree needs water and soil and sunshine. This is the way it works in this physical realm. We live in a physical world. We need physical means to take care of physical problem. Sit around a newly planted tree, dry, and you just meditate and chanting and singing. This is crazy. You give him water, that's all he needs. He don't care about your meditation, your prayers, nada. Your good heart is appreciated, but water is even more appreciated. You got that? Yes. Oh, please have some common sense. That's not even wisdom, okay? Don't think you're wise if you water the tree. It's ridiculous. That's common sense, okay? Yeah. In the physical world, we use physical mean always to take care of physical things. And sometimes when it's really necessary, when it really doesn't work well, then we can pray, of course. Prayer is always necessary, whether or not you use physical means, okay? Always necessary. We need the help of heavens, yeah? But we, because we're in this physical body, we need to also exert our own power of the mind, the brain, and the physical body, okay? Don't just always rely on heaven. Heaven cannot help you to drive the car. You are eating it, your food, so heaven don't help you to eat it. So why should heaven help you in other things? Heaven, of course, help you to maybe better digestion, huh? If you pray and you give thanks before you eat, that's the thing to do, okay? To purify your food, that they can do. Invisible help they give to us, yeah? But physical obligation, physical duty, we have to fulfill. Understand? Yes. All right. Go back to our story, Lord Mahavira's story. The servant used his venomous, gaze to try to burn and kill Lord Mahavira, but it didn't affect him. So maybe he's really was truly very densely protected by his own purity of aura, yeah, and light. And also maybe heaven's blessing. Oh, I forgot about the story, my story, right? I went to the gate. One time, a few months ago, I was meditating on retreat in my cave, yeah? Normally I don't venture out of the gate. I just walk around the cave, wherever there's the clearance. And then that day, I don't know why I have a phone with me, just in case I need to contact. Normally in retreat, I shut off all the phone, yeah? But for security reason, I always keep one because I'm alone. Okay, always alone. So I kept one phone and I just walking, and I see some beautiful flowers outside my gate. It was springtime. So I forgot that I am on retreat and I should not venture outside. I forgot. So I opened the lock, walk outside. I run out very quickly, because I see the flowers. I love flowers, I love trees, I love things that are artistic in nature. And then the Hufa, the protectors from NHዔC, they couldn't react quick enough, so I caught a glimpse of them. I said, who is that? I caught a glimpse of them. I said, who is that? But it's not like I see you, okay? There's a strong presence. Yeah, and split in seconds. It's transparent, almost no visible, and almost no transparent even. So I also was startled because they were startled. They were scared because I walked out so suddenly. Yeah, and they did not prepare. Yeah, I was not good. I walk out so quickly, briskly, and then they try to stay away from my path, and I caught a glimpse of them. It's not like, you cannot even say that it's so visible, like a transparent sheet of plastic, nothing like that. But I knew it, and I know it is there, and you can just catch a glimpse. It's like something moving, but nothing. You cannot see an image or anything at all. It's even thinner than transparent. And then I said, who's that? And they said, oh, sorry, your protectors. Oh, I said, oh, I'm sorry too. We both are very sorry. One walked out unexpectedly, and the other one didn't get away quick enough. I said, okay, I just take some photo. You surround me, okay? I'll be back soon. So that was okay. I'm just telling you an example of how the guardians, they don't manifest in a physical form or even transparent form for you to see, because they're not supposed to disturb your concentration. You're not supposed to talk to them or anything. As less as possible around you, so that you don't have to be attracted to anything. And that's what my experience. So therefore, I knew, even though Lord Mahavira is not visibly protected by heavens, but he must have been. The serpent was now even more astonished. He asked, till today, every man I came across has been consumed by my first venomous hiss, and this man stands still, absolutely unmoved. He probably asked himself, okay, not asking Mahavira, or just talk out loud. The snake don't talk, I guess. Do they? No. Maybe he talked in his heart. So the serpent glanced at the sun and once again focused its gaze at Mahavira and hissed at him with renewed anger, but in vain. Why did he look at the sun? Anybody know? Recharging. Wow, how you know that? You have been serpent in your last life? Cool, that's what I think also, eh? Yeah, the people recharge themselves from the sun also. We call them solarian, because they eat from the sun energy. They gaze at the sun 10 minutes in the morning when the sun rises, and 10 minutes in the evening before the sunset to recharge themselves. Don't do it, and don't blame me if you become skeleton. No? Don't try too hard, okay? Eat your normal meal, just don't eat too much, so that you can meditate. Not that all the wisdom go to your stomach and you have empty head. So the snake slithers from the line of the expected fall of the body, and then with all its force sank its fangs in Mahavira's toe and injected all its venom. Oh God. He looked at him thinking that he might fall, okay? I didn't fall. So he went all that way and sank his fangs into the toe of the master. Yeah. The snake then drew back and waited expectantly again, in vain. Oh my God, what kind of man is he, this man, Lord Mahavira? I told you I never see such a resistance like this. He must be made of iron, huh? Don't try, huh? Don't try to see what you're made of, huh? I'm sure you know already, right? The angry serpent, vexed further by its failure, stung Mahavira thrice again. All its 3 attacks were wasted. Nothing worked. So Mahavira stood undisturbed. The serpent was astonished to see only milk oozing out from his wounds instead of blood where it had stung Mahavira's toe. Lord Mahavira Swami was standing unmoved still. So his face was glowing, and on his lips was a charming smile. I don't know if I can smile in that case. Hey, this guy is Superman. Not to talk about Lord or not. Superman. like a blooming rose, his smile was. Yeah. His eyes reflected the inner compassion. The serpent continued to stare with surprise. Confused by its failure, it was lost in its thoughts, involved in his spiritual pursuits. Mahavira uttered in his deep and tranquil voice, "Oh, Chandakaushik, open your inner eyes." Chandakaushik means maybe it's the name of the snake or a type of the snake. I guess this is the way you address this type of snake in a former time. He said to the snake, okay, let's make it more simple. "Oh, snake." Okay. That's probably what he said, with all his love and charming smile. Involved in his spiritual pursuits, Mahavira uttered in his deep and tranquil voice, "Oh, Chandakaushik, open your inner eyes." Chandakaushik means maybe it's the name of the snake or a type of the snake. I guess this is the way you address this type of snake in a former time. He said to the snake, okay, let's make it more simple. "Oh, snake." Okay. That's probably what he said, with all his love and charming smile. Open your inner eyes, yes. Be calm and remember your past life. Maybe that's his name in the past life. So the master knows the past life and remind him of that. So, do not inject venom of anger in your life. Rise above the deadly poison of anger. And then Mahavira opened his ambrosia-filled eyes, full of sweet nectar, or the eyes filled with love. So when the serpent met his gaze, it felt as if a wave of peace and tranquility had engulfed its inner self. Please don't try. Don't try. See if your eyes has enough power to melt the serpent's heart or not. Okay? Or any other vicious animals. They do understand. They do understand. But I'm not sure at that time if they want to show you their understanding or not. When you gaze at them, okay? The best, when you see any beast, okay, any wild beast, don't stare at their eyes. That means war. That means provocation. That means challenging, okay? That means you want to show your toughness and to fight. See who is better, who is the boss. Don't ever, okay? If you see wild animal, if you cannot run, then just lower your head. No, really. Recite the 5 names. Say, Father in heaven, glory by your name, and etc. If you lower your head, the animals may feel less challenged, less threatened. Maybe they will not attack you. Don't look at the animals' eyes, except your dogs and your pet, your tamed animals. This is just a body language. The animals, they have their body language. There are many different gestures they do for different type of animals. Horses, they have the different type of body language. Dogs, they have different type of body language. Cats, leopards, lion, and tigers, etc., etc. They all have their body languages. You cannot learn forever. So maybe you have learned to master dog's body language, and if you use it on tiger, I don't know if it works. Don't mix up the language, okay? Maybe the tiger doesn't know another foreign language, then you'll be in trouble. Dogs also understand humans' language. It's easy for them. Most animals, they know languages by the way you speak out or when you think in your head. Like, for example, if you think about a book, then in your mind, in your aura, in your magnetic field will appear a book. Then the dog understands that it's a book. I did not have to tell my dog, I'm going to get the veggie bone for you. I just think. They know immediately. And they follow me with wagging tail and drooling, waiting. If you have your loving energy and intention in your mind, when you just incidentally meet a wild animal, then it could be helpful. But I don't know how much, okay? Because I don't know how much loving quality you have within you at that time. Maybe they can just smell your fear, and that's the worst thing that can happen to you. When the animals smell your fear, that means you're finito, kaput. Yeah. So always remember, okay? Practice love and compassion daily in your thought, your speech, and your action, so that in time of danger, you still have that with you. And then that may be your savior, except your master. Yeah. But if your time is up, then don't worry. Okay? You always praying every day, meditate so that you can go to Nirvana, no? Or New Land, no? Then at that time, just remember Master. Or maybe you couldn't even remember the Master. Then the Master has to remember you. That would be the best. Lucky, huh? There was a joke, I don't know if I told you already, because this story is all very, very, very serious and scary. So I have to put some funny calendar in between. Okay? There's a joke. One man went to a deep jungle, deep, deep, very unheard of jungle. No man from our society, civilization ever walked in there. There's a tribe that live together, okay? So he went there, for some purpose. I don't know what, maybe just curious, maybe to get some medicine, maybe whatever. Visit. Yeah, some people like to walk into wilderness anywhere just to see something new. Because they're fed up with city jungle, with high buildings and traffic and people. So he went to very remote, very, very remote corner of the planet. Remote place of deep jungle. And suddenly he saw a group of big people, painted face and enlarged earlobe and extended fangs and with spear in their hands and jumping and shouting very loud, surrounding him. So he has never believed in God his whole life. Or don't practice any Kuan Yin method, nada. So at that time he remembered God for the first time ever. So I said, oh God, I'm sorry, I have never remembered you. I have been too busy, but please help me if you really exist. Tell me what to do. So God said, okay, I exist and I will help you. So the man, trembling, he said, what can I do now? He said, am I going to die here, oh Lord? He said, no, your time is not up yet. You know the story, yeah? I told some time before. So the man was very happy, oh, wonderful. I'm not going to die yet, my time's not up. So what to do, Lord? So the Lord said, you snatch the spear from the man with the biggest feather hat next to you. Snatch it to your hand. So he did that. And then the man snatched and has a spear in his hand and asked the Lord, what next now, my Lord? So the Lord said, now your time is up. Even 1 second, you cannot die early. You see that? So don't worry, if you die, you die. Even God cannot help you. Oh, he does help, but in his own way, There's another story similar. I think you know it, but maybe not. There was a man who was falling from the cliff, and then suddenly, midway, he got hold of a branch of the tree. And he also never believed in God before, but in this situation, he suddenly remembered the poor man, old man up there. He said, oh God, please help me. Even though I didn't pray to you ever, but please, if you exist, make me believe that you exist. Help me now. So God said, okay, of course. Let go of the branch, and I will help you. And the man said, anybody else? Anybody else there? Yeah, that's how much you believe in God. Always say, oh, I believe God, I believe. Whatever God say, I'll do it. In this situation, no. Yeah. It's only one test and he failed. Yeah, be careful. Mostly you are being tested, but you don't even know. Okay? So that you can maybe go higher, next level. So be always prepared. Be always prepared and really have belief in God. Or faith in your master or your path or your practice. And all the things that are good. Okay? Believe it. Practice it so that you always are ready. So even if you die the last moment, you know your life has been worthwhile. And that you have no regret in your heart. You're ready to go to a higher dimension. Dimension or dimension? Both are okay. English sometimes confuse me. Infinite, infinite. I don't even know where the finite is. Where we find the night. Just like the man go to Hawaii, a German guy asked the man who looked like a native, is this island called Hawaii or Hawaii? Because in our country, German, they pronounce W like a V, like, you're welcome. So he said, is the island here called Hawaii or Hawaii? So the man said, Hawaii. So look like native man said, Hawaii. And then the German said, oh, that's what I thought, thank you. Because everybody told me it's Hawaii, so thank you. I know now it's Hawaii. Thank you very much. So the man said, you're welcome. Oh, now you know, right? I thought about one joke, but I think it's going to be on TV, so I don't tell you. Okay. When the serpent's eyes met the gaze of Lord Mahavira, it felt as if a wave of peace and tranquility has engulfed its inner self. See, affect the being inside, not the outside. Outside is just surface. Anything affect you inside, touch you, make you believe. That is the real thing. Anything outside, sometimes it look like good, but it's not good. Sometimes it may look bad, but it's not really bad. Okay? Because our physical eyes deluded us many times. Same with our physical ears. Also make us trouble, and we can hear wrong a lot of time. Therefore, we don't use the physical eyes, we don't use physical ears, we don't use any physical means to meditate. Everything from inside is the real thing, the best, and permanent, lasting. Thank God we have a lot of time for my calendar, because you're not going to eat or anything now, right? Okay. It appeared that its venom was slowly vanishing. Yeah, even he lost his venom slowly. Yeah. So the snake was lost in deep thoughts. Yeah. Its dormant memory started unfolding, and it acquired Chatismaran Chanan, some kind of maybe the power to remember past life. Yeah. Incidents from its past 2 births surfaced in its memory. He remembered 2 births, 2 last births. Not everyone or not every beings, even saints and sages, remember long lives past. Some remember more, some remember less. Some animals remember their past lives. Yes. My dogs, they do. Yeah. Like, for example, the dogs who speak English, she knows she was hermit last life. But she always run away from me. And after I had her baby, then she come knocking at the door. One day she came in and knocked at the door, wants to come in. Before that, she ran away so quick. So after we already friends, family, I asked her, why did you run away from me if you were hermit? Do you remember your hermit? She said, yes. And then why did you run away from me? We were friends before. She said, because you forbid us to come back to this life. That's why. I did not forbid. I said, don't come back here again. is a place of suffering. I don't want you to suffer anymore. So from now on, don't run away from me, okay? She said, no, now I don't want to. Yeah. They all remember their past life. Sometimes they change their physical form, you know? So you cannot always recognize your dog. But another dog, for example, you know, a female dog, she is very similar to the last life because her tail is very bushy and curling up, you know. And whenever she sees me, she lay on her back with all four upwards. The same like last life. Not all the dogs do that. Maybe they turn one leg up so I can see their stomach to rub, you know, they like that. But not her. She make all four up. Exactly the same. And if I call her by her name, her pet name, last lifetime, and she's very happy. Sometimes I call them last names. Just sometimes. Like I don't want to always remind them of, you know, their last life when they had some suffering before they die or something like that. But for dogs, most animals, it's quick. Okay, they don't suffer long. It lasts 1 hour, 2 hours of suffering, then they go. Nowadays we have medicine to lessen their pain. It's also thank God for that. Now, the serpent realized that it had suffered excruciating pain and degradation due to extreme anger and acute attachment during those last 2 births. The heat of repentance melted its vices. He repents so much, so that all his vices, mean anger, gone. Its spirit embraced enlightenment and its mind became tranquil. It touched the pious feet of Lord Mahavira Swami and resolved, O Lord, now I will not look at anyone at all throughout my life. He decided, he repent his bad deeds, and he said he will never look anyone anymore, because he knows if he look at them, they finished, they burn and die. I will not eat anything. He continued to repent and vow in front of Lord Mahavira, say he won't eat anything. I will also not drink anymore. I will just put my mouth in the hole and lie still in the shadow of your feet. I will now at once, for all my sins committed during the last 3 births, and improve my future. For what I guess is that Lord Mahavira has paid off whatever karma he had to pay, yeah, while interacting with all beings on this planet, or his life, afterlife, reincarnation. So maybe he has more power now. Thus, even the snake's poisonous gaze doesn't affect him, and the poisonous bite did not kill him or injure him. Yeah. Knowing that the serpent had become harmless, throngs of people started arriving from nearby villages. They worshipped the serpent god. Yeah, he's a kind of a god, eh? Yeah. Serpent god, or maybe serpent demon or serpent god. They worship him by offering milk and sweets. God, it's another non-common sense people. How can the snake eat any sweet? Ah, chocolate, maybe. But the serpent was laying still, keeping its hood in the hole, in meditation, without even a trace of movement. Swarms of ants were attracted by the sweets. Oh, poor man, God. See that? They started stinging the serpent, but the serpent tolerates these afflictions with equanimity. And stupidity does hurt, yeah? You see, they put sweet around him, so all the ants come. And by the way, they also bite the serpents because the sweet probably drop off on his body, and the ant also bites his body. See that? They say the road to hell is paved with good intention. So don't be idiotly good. Be smartly good. My God, how much longer I have to talk. Must have common sense. No need even wisdom. The snake don't ever eat sweet to start with, right? But the Indian people, they love sweet. They make sweet that is sweeter than sugar. You believe that? You know, right?
Yes, Master.
Yeah. And they call them what? I forgot.
Barfi.
Okay. Oh, this white stuff. They mix condensed sweet milk with sugar and some other sweet things and mix with all the stuff. Imagine, it's sweeter than sweet. Just eat one enough to gain 2 kilograms. And there's also like ladu, right? Ladu. And already sweetened, you know, like a sweet bowl. Brown is soaked in syrup. Yeah, it's already sweet bowl and then it soaks in condensed syrup. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't know why they love sweets so much. But I know they are very sweet people. Maybe that's why. Don't try and blame me. So if you put sweet anywhere, then the ants will come. Of course, yeah. So unintentionally, the villagers harm the snakes instead of helping. You know, milk, you know, and sweet sprinkle around him and surround him. Of course, they're going to, you know, bite him everywhere on his body. So now the snake, even with all his pains and afflictions, the snakes bore it all with equanimity. It silently took the last vow. The last vow meaning the vow you make before you die. Okay? Any vow you make before you die, they think is very efficient and very powerful. Okay? So the snake took the last vow before it died, meaning fast to death. In old time, Indian people has this tradition. If they feel like they have done enough or they're old already and they want to die, then they fast until they go. In Alaska, before also, the Eskimo people, I don't know if they make a vow or not, but when they're older and no use anymore to the family and become frail and feeble, then they also don't eat anything. They went out to the field, the icy field, and sat there until they die. In the old time, the Eskimo people, when will they go? When all their teeth are gone. Because if without the teeth, they have no more means to chew the leather of the animals to make clothing or bedding or any instrument that they need to use in their life. In those times, Alaska wasn't Alaska today. The Eskimo people, they live in these, I forgot what they call that, the ice cave. Huh? Igloo. Yeah, igloo. They chop ice into square block, and then they build it together so to make an igloo. Surprising, you live inside. It's warmer than outside. You live in the ice cave, but it's warmer than outside. And inside they even put fire. And it don't melt the ice. Yeah, there's some corner of the world you don't know. You don't know how lucky you are, live in Taiwan or China, Vietnam, Korea, huh? And nowadays even more lucky. Nowadays any poor person is luckier than the king. Normally poor, not too poor, but normally poor, luckier, more comfortable than the king in old time, yeah? Because you can go on a bus, yeah? Or you have a fifth-hand car or something, and you can have a window with glass, huh? before the king palace window or door is plastered with blurry kind of paper. Nowadays the Japanese still make door from that. I see nothing outside, nothing. And if he has to go somewhere, I take him, I don't know, depends on where he go, maybe days or weeks or months on the horse carriage, which is go kabum, kabum, kabum. And the soar, royal butt, for days or weeks or months on end. Even the royal butt still has to be sore because it's the condition of a horse carriage. Even he has the best horses, still, and thicker cushion and all that. Still his body, his bone, his royal body, butt and bone also shaking together with the horse galloping. So nowadays we are really, really comfortable. We have to thank all the masters who brought blessing to our planet. Thanks all the sacrifices of past, present, master and practitioners. Thanks all the heavens, together with human saints and good human that form a field of blessing for us to enjoy. Heavens can bless, but we human must also do something. According situation, according to our job, according to our mission. Don't just rely on heaven. We must also help heaven to bless our world. And then we also profit because we live here. If the atmosphere, the energy is good around us, then we also feel good. So to bless our world, we have to work with heaven by our physical means, by meditating, by doing good, by helping each other, and by thanking God also, and praying for the best of all beings on this planet, and meditate. Now, this next body became almost perforated, but it did not react at all. After 15 days, the snake died and was reborn as a god in the Sahasra dimension. Wow. Sitting next to an enlightened saint. Borrow also his blessing. But it's not only the saint can bless you, you also must be good. The serpent has become good and purifying himself by his sincere repentance and endurance of the suffering to repay all the karma that he made, the bad karma. So he was reborn as the god. Imagine, no matter what god, it's still better than the snake. Okay, the end of the story.